Hi, my name is Griffin Lowy. We are the Beta Group, and today we'll present you with the company which we'll be launching to the market. We will be launching a pop-up shop styled retail store that will be located across the country. These stores will all sell supplies that is needed by consumers due to the coronavirus pandemic. The store will sell many different items. For example, masks, gloves, water, toilet paper, food, over-the-counter medicines, and many more products that consumers need during these times. We're not going to be restricted by specific products. Our goal is to supply what is needed to the people. So whatever people want, that's what we will get for them. The main goal of our company is to help people and to make the world a safer place. I will note that after the coronavirus pandemic ends, we will not just be going out of business. We'll instead be converting our store into an everyday commodity supplier like a CVS. But today's presentation is about opening our stores, and the purpose of that is for coronavirus relief. We want to help people, and we want to make the world a better place for everyone to live in it. We believe our stores will perform in every market across the country. The goal is to make as many stores as possible around the country and to be able to aid as many people as possible. These stores will sell every product that people in the United States need today, and every American will regularly use and need all of the products which we sell. Because of that, we believe that we do not have specific markets in mind for our store. But in this case, we believe that being less specific is actually better. We do not want to be pinned down by one market and only have our supplies sold to specific people. We want everyone to be a part of our goal. We want everyone to get the supplies we need. We feel that if we are trying to sell to just certain demographics across the country or only certain areas of the country or certain types of people, less people are going to get the supplies they need. And our goal is to help as many people as possible. Because of that, we're refusing to just pin ourselves down to one market. As we know, a vision statement is where a company aspires to be upon achieving its goal. Well, that one's easy for us. Our company's vision statement is an America where people can easily acquire the supplies they need. That's our vision for the company, and that's our goal. We want everyone's life to be easier, and we want everyone to have what they need to survive this pandemic today. On the other end, the mission statement is an action-oriented vision statement, declaring the purpose an organization serves to its audience. It often includes a general description of the organization, its function, and its objectives. Of course, the definition is straight from the book, but again, it makes our goal easy. Of course, our mission statement will be adjusted after the coronavirus pandemic ends in the United States. But until then, our mission statement is, the world works better when we work together. Like I said many times in this presentation, our goal is to help everyone. Our goal isn't to become a money conglomerate. Our goal isn't to steal from people in a time of need. Our goal is to make the world a better place. And that is by selling easily priced and easily accessible products of a wide variety and that have high need. Additionally, our company values hardworking employees who want to make the world a better place and help good people in this country and make everyone's lives easier so we can all survive this pandemic together. Throughout the rest of the presentation, my other team members will tell you about the environmental analysis and our goals of the company and things like that. But for right now, I think what's very important to know is that the main objective is to help others. Even if there's high competition and other things in the market, we're aware of that, and that's important. But we're not going anywhere, and we're not scared of any other competitors, because today we're trying to help the world become a better place.
So to get a better understanding of what strategies we need to pursue, we need to take a look at the external and uncontrollable factors that will influence our business. So I've done a pestle analysis. This includes looking at factors like political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors. So getting right into it, our company is first looking at the political factors. We plan on staying within the US for now, so We won't be affected by trade restrictions or tariffs. This is if we are able to acquire and manufacture all of our products within the United States. This includes things like masks, gloves, toilet paper, and so on. That won't be a problem for us if we are able to do so. US tax regulations mean that each one of our products will be taxed, but that's normal for any product or any business functioning within the United States. So overall, the political environment is stable for us. The next factor we looked at were economic factors. These factors commonly affect businesses, including consumer behavior, employment factors, interest rates, banking, inflation, and overall kind of economic indicators. So even though the United States is a highly developed and mixed economy, it is currently stagnated because of the pandemic. This is the same for kind of the entire global economy. That means that unemployment is rising and some businesses are starting to close down permanently. We think that it will be easier to hire employees because people want to work during these times. However, a concern of ours is the capital needed to start our business. But we are confident that once we have the pop-up stores established, that our business will do well because we are providing these essential goods needed during this time. Moving on to social factors, the current attitude in the United States is geared towards health. Our culture is really focused on staying safe and healthy during this time, which is why our business could be successful because we are providing the goods that make them feel safer. Moving on to technological factors, this includes things like technological developments, diffusion, value chain structure. What we wanted to focus on here was how our value chain could be impacted during this time. Depending on how we're sourcing our products, we may be able to efficiently get them through the value chain depending on technological factors right now. Another thing we may want to implement is contactless payment within our stores. This is a technological advancement that would ensure safety of our consumers and they would feel more assured going to our stores. Moving on to environmental factors, this includes things like recycling, laws regarding environmental pollution, air and water pollution, and so on. This can impact our finances if we're trying to mitigate our environmental impact, but considering that we are a pop-up store, we believe that we'll have a smaller impact. So we'll try to do our best to also source our products from low-impact manufacturers in our value chain as well. That way we can follow environmental regulations and laws. So lastly, moving into legal factors apart from environmental factors, two things that we focused on were health and safety laws and employment laws. Considering these unprecedented times, we want to protect our employees and make sure that they are safe. So this means implementing laws that are already in place, but going beyond that to ensure that everyone is safe and they feel okay coming to work. So really looking over all of the macro environmental factors in the pestle analysis, we thought that it was still attractive to enter the market, and we want to help consumers during these times, make sure everyone is safe as well. So something else that we decided to do was a VRIO analysis, and that way we're looking at our resources and capabilities that could help us gain a sustained competitive advantage. Really what the VRIO framework is a strategic analysis tool, and it's designed to help businesses look at what resources and capabilities they have. That way they can figure out their long-term competitive advantage. It's kind of a complement to the pestle analysis, and it will help us improve our business overall. So I picked 3 resources and capabilities to look at and do a VRIO analysis. So the first one that I chose was high value and popularity. Really the products that we're providing to consumers are really popular right now, but something that most people need. So that is valuable. However, it's not really rare. These people can find these products elsewhere. And not really hard to imitate because there are so many places that are producing these goods and selling these goods. But we thought that our organization was valuable. So we had a competitive parity when it came to high value and popularity. Moving on, we chose sourcing and value chain as an important capability. We believe it's valuable the way that we're going to source within the United States. However, it's not really rare, not so hard to imitate, and not really hard to organize. So we did not have a sustained competitive advantage there. However, the one that we did was the pop-up and movable capabilities of our business. We thought that was valuable because we are able to move to different locations to get to different consumers that need our products. This is something that's rare because you haven't really seen it so far. And then we thought it was also hard to imitate because people need a lot of resources to start it and connections. And we also thought that our organization was important and another thing that was rare. So that was the thing that we decided was our sustained competitive advantage. And that's pop-up and movable capabilities. We kind of plan on taking advantage of that in the future. And that way we can stay competitive because we don't really know how our business will be moving forward and when the pandemic is kind of done with, how our business will kind of transform and what it will move into, and hopefully our pop-up and movable capabilities are something that we can still use in the future.
In this portion of the presentation, I'll be talking about the competition that our business will face, as well as a microenvironmental analysis for it. So to start with competition, one of the main groups of competitors will be department stores such as Walmart, Target, Costco, etc. These are corporations that sell hundreds of different products at their stores, and they have very large economies of scale, enabling them to charge very low prices for their products. An additional group will be pharmacies, such as CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, and the like. These are kind of a one-stop shop for any at-home medical supply in the US, and that is currently probably going to be the largest competitor, given that the products that will be sold at our store will be very similar to products that are sold at theirs. And then you also have online retailers, such as Amazon. This is obviously the biggest, probably the biggest competitor of any on-site retailer nowadays. Online retailers have just dominated the industry for the last decade, and their convenience enabled with their low prices are a significant competition threat. So the next thing will be the microenvironmental analysis. So the first thing will be, we'll be going through Porter's 5 forces. The first force in this instance being the threat of new entrants. The retail space in general is very difficult to enter, particularly as intended to be, so something intended to be a chain of stores. There's a significant amount of investment required. In addition to that, distribution networks and infrastructure to be able to set all of those channels up are also very difficult and expensive to create, as well as getting the contracts with the large suppliers to help provide you with your products. Retail also, it helps, it is not currently a very attractive industry to enter, given that on-site retailers, as I said, have been in trouble in the last decade from online retailers such as Amazon, and this makes threat of new entrants not much of a concern. Rivalry among existing competitors, this will be the largest issue that the company will face. Retailers are everywhere, and retailers often sell very similar products to each other. As I said, the pharmacies will be the largest threat that the company one of the largest threats that the company faces from a competition standpoint, given they have the brand recognition and they are just the one-stop shop for medical supplies in the U.S. Another significant that, as stated before, will be Amazon and other online retailers like it. This is the major point of concern for starting this company. The next force will be bargaining power of consumers. In the retail industry, consumers have a lot of bargaining power because a lot of the places still sell very, very similar products, if not the exact same products, and they have their pick of the litter in which store they want to go to, which price they want, and so forth. The one positive of this is that the intention of our business is to have products that other retailers may not have related to COVID-19, such as masks, gloves, food supplies, rations, those kinds of things, which in many cities such as New York and Chicago can be difficult to come by, and this will give our store more bargaining power than that of other similar retailers. Bargaining power of suppliers in the retail industry. They typically have a low amount of bargaining power, given that a single store, such as a large department store, will have upwards of 100, 150 potential suppliers for their products. And for every supplier, there's a bunch of alternates that can be chosen. So generally speaking, suppliers have low bargaining power in the retail industry, and this would be the case with our business as well. The issue is that COVID-19 related products will be more difficult to get. and therefore there will be less suppliers giving them out, and there will be less options for backups and alternates for suppliers that are chosen, which will give them more bargaining power in the industry, in the current industry, and probably raise prices. And this would negatively affect the business. And the last force we'll talk about is threat of substitutes. The retail industry is unique given that the substitutes are often thought of very similarly to the competition. So technically, online retail is a substitute to on-site retail, and this is going to be, as stated, one of the major points of competition. It is a significant threat as a substitute, but that mainly just comes from the difference in the way you purchase. But yes, there is a significant threat of substitutes as online retailers have dominated the retail industry for the past 10 years. So that is definitely going to be a threat to the business. Thank you.
When starting a new business venture, it is imperative to understand the competitive rivalry landscape in the target industry. Luckily, Porter's 5 forces can help us get a clear picture of the market's viability as it pertains to competition. Firstly, it is important to find the number of competitors and the capabilities of each one. The main competitors we have outlined for our businesses are pharmacy stores such as Walgreens and CVS, general supermarkets such as Target and Walmart, and general stores such as 7-Eleven or Speykovs. Each of these stores will operate with their own inherent downsides, which is what our stores hope to solve. While analyzing the pharmacy stores, it is important to understand that their main revenue is their ability to provide for customers with pre-existing conditions. Now, having a pre-existing conditions is one of the biggest risk factors for COVID-19, which is why CVS has closed off its urgent care business and has geared themselves to provide for their long-term customers. The second segment of the market we hope to compete with is the general supermarkets. These stores provide food, hygiene, and essentials to the general public. This is the area in the market in which we hope to compete. The cheap prices offered at these stores is what makes them an attractive option, as well as the ability to get multiple items in one place. However, having the ability to offer multiple items opens itself up to even more risk, in which will sway away the health-conscious shopper in a time like this. Now, the last segment of the market that must be analyzed is the general store. The general store primarily offers convenience, though they offer a strong markup on their items, which will just dissuade the shopper during tough times during this financial crisis. We see our pop-up shops as being able to offer a price that is competitive with those of the supermarket, but with the convenience of a general store. A crossed SWOT, or TOWS analysis, is a variant of the SWOT analysis and is an acronym for threats, opportunities, weaknesses, and strengths. And similar to a SWOT analysis, a cross-SWOT analysis will involve the identification of business strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. However, a key criticism of the SWOT analysis is that it doesn't allow us to show the relationships between factors from category to category. This cross-SWOT analysis will allow our company to define strategies that will combine the internal resources and capabilities of our business with the external factors affecting the organization. The cross-SWOT template defines 4 sets of strategies that the company can employ, starting with the Strengths Opportunities quadrant known as Maxi strategies. These strategies will use the strengths of the organization to exploit external opportunities. And a Maxi strategy that our company can utilize is the ability to track outbreaks across the country and set up pop-up shops within days. It allows us to combine our ability to set up quickly with limited capital with the opportunity that new outbreaks happen every day. The next set of strategies that the cross-SWOT analysis outlines lie in the Weakness Opportunities quadrants. These strategies, known as Maxi strategies, identify weak aspects of the organization with external opportunities. These strategies allow us to take action on parts of the organization that are suffering by taking advantage of the external factors. Our business understands that we will be reliant on new outbreaks for revenue, which is why being able to close down and relocate will be very beneficial in areas that have gotten their outbreaks under control. The new outbreak will be the opportunity that we will take advantage of and force us to act on our weaknesses. The third quadrant of the cross-SWOT analysis is the Strength Threats quadrant known as Maxi strategies. ST strategies help businesses avoid threats while exploiting their own strengths. Currently, our business is set to follow the outbreaks of COVID-19, which started in China. Our business will rely heavily on products being shipped from China, and currently supply lines are in question for how reliable they will be. If supplies cannot be shipped from China, we can turn to pharmacy providers such as CVS and Walgreens for their supplies if they have turned their attention away from treating those with COVID-19 in order to focus on their customers with pre-existing conditions. The fluidity that our business will be able to operate with, combined with our regional flexibility, will allow us to avoid becoming over-reliant on overseas supply lines. The fourth quadrant outlined in the TOWS analysis is the weaknesses threats category. These many strategies will help an organization mitigate the threats to the business that result from their inherent weaknesses. A weakness that our business has is that it will lack mid-level leadership. At a moment's notice, we will need to set up wherever there is a new outbreak, and the decisions will be made by upper management. The disconnect between boots in the ground workers and management is a threat that we would like to avoid, and in order to mitigate these miscommunications, we will enforce a policy that demands high level of communication and transparency between management and individual stores. Now, it's important to remember that a TOWS analysis will not point to which specific strategies the company must adopt because there are many possibilities, but it does focus the attention in which areas where action is required.